Navigating your college classes can often be overwhelming and sometimes leaves you feeling like you don't even know what to do or where to start. This can often be the case when you're taking an online asynchronous class like this one. Stay tuned as I walk you through the basic syllabus, which answers many of the questions that you have about this class.
It's in the syllabus. If you've ever taken any college classes, you may have heard that uttered by a very frustrated professor who's gotten extremely tired of answering all the questions that students frequently have that are supposed to be found in the syllabus. I hope I never have to say that to you. If I do, you know that I'm having a really bad day. So the purpose of this video is just to kind of walk you through the syllabus. The syllabus is a document of required language that we have to present to students so that they understand what's expected of them, and have knowledge of all the various things that they need to know in order to go through a college course. So here you see our very long online course syllabus. For those of you who are in the online course, fortunately, you don't have to sit through my whole spiel. This is it. But if you are in an in-person class, sometimes at the first day, you will get a very thick document, usually a lot of pages, right? This document in printed format is actually about 9 pages because it contains all of the information. I have another shorter basic syllabus that I will walk you through briefly, but I just wanted to quickly scroll through you just to show you all of the various things that we are required as instructors to have in our course syllabus to make sure that students understand everything that they need to do. So in the online version, you have these links that make navigating easy. If you need to go into the syllabus and look up something, you can quickly navigate through the syllabus. I'm just going to scroll through. So the things that we can have in there are instructor information, our communication expectations, that tells you how to get in touch with us, whether we prefer email or phone calls, that kind of thing. And I include some other information there as well. I also include an inclusion statement so that students feel comfortable using names and pronouns that they are most comfortable using. So I invite you to sign your work with your preferred name. I just want to say that straight up. And then there's a course overview, which is the required course description that is from the course catalog, the purpose of the course learning outcomes, the format, any prerequisites, any materials or technology that you need. That includes the course textbook. As you have heard in other places, our course textbook is The Writer's Practice by John Warner. That is available online. You can download it as a PDF. You can go to archive.org. I have it available as a PDF linked right here in our course in several places. But you can also go to archive.org and look up the Writer's Practice, and that will show you all the various formats if you need it for, say, your Kindle or an e-reader or anything like that. Here's the important textbook information, any resources, required technology, required technical skills. The list just goes on and on and on, and it's extremely lengthy and usually takes up the very first class period when you're meeting in class. Assessments and activities, course schedule with all the dates and the assignments, grading, how many points, how much they're worth, that kind of thing, my grading policies, academic integrity and the use of artificial intelligence. This is new, but usually we have some kind of statement regarding academic integrity, plagiarism, and that kind of thing. That's followed by the grading scale, a link to the Claremont student resources, wording about accommodations and accessibility, religious accommodation, drafts, late work policy, a sample assignment extension email, attendance, rubrics, and then there's this long list of dates and deadlines, many of which don't apply to students who are enrolled in a full semester course. So we have this whole lengthy list of dates and deadlines. And then at the very end here, we have the course summary in the online version that shows the due dates and all of the various assignments. So as I said, it makes for an extremely lengthy document and can make for a very boring first class meeting. I want to open the basic syllabus and just show you. This one is kind of a distillation of all of that information, hitting the high notes, just all the very important parts that you need to know as a student. So, of course, instructor information, my name, how you can get in contact with me. As you can see here, the PDF has active links. So I hope that helps you somewhat. Please make sure, again, to spell my last name correctly, Malott, 1L, 2Ts. That's important if you need to email me, because if you misspell my last name, that email is going to get bounced and I'll never get the information that you need, right? Office hours, since this is a virtual class, we will be meeting virtually. You are welcome to request a meeting with me. If you're taking this class online, but you happen to be on the UC Claremont campus, I am also on campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I teach between 11 and 2, but I can be available beforehand. Afterwards is a little tricky because I usually have to come home and drive my son somewhere after school. So the afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little bit less flexible. I can also be on campus Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but of course I am also available virtually. Weekends, evenings, I'm really adaptable. So again, we have the course overview. That is the wording from the course catalog. Our required text, as I said before, is The Writer's Practice by John Warner. And then we have the course learning outcomes. And I just noticed a misspelling in this document. Shame on me. I did not proofread. So by the end of English 099, you should be able to, 1, analyze the writing situation by examining audience, purpose, and context. 2, compose multiple genres for a variety of audiences and purposes, using sources as a foundation for writing in some projects, not all projects, just some. 3, apply appropriate composing processes and conventions to the writing situation. We'll talk more about the writing situation in the next few weeks. 4, locate, evaluate, and synthesize source material appropriate to the research topic. Yes, you will be doing a short research paper at the end of the semester. And then 5, describe what you know about reading, research, and writing processes and how you can apply that knowledge in various contexts, both in school and in your everyday lives. So the thing is, when you're taking a 3-credit-hour course, it actually means that for every 1 credit hour, you are recommended to spend 3 hours with the material, both in and outside of class. So what that means for you is that you should plan to spend up to 9 hours per week for homework, studying, watching the videos, reading the material. That's a lot of time, right? And if you have a full course, which is usually 4 to 5 classes, if you have a full load, that's a ton of time that you need to now start managing. So let's talk about grading for this course. Students that are in English 099 and 1001 have to earn a minimum of C- in order to pass the class. If you earn a grade below C-, that's a 69% or under for the course, you'll receive a grade of NP, which is not proficient. That's provided that you do all the work for the course. If you just blow off the course, you stop doing work, you're actually going to get what's called a UW, which is an unofficial withdrawal, and that turns into an F and affects your GPA. If you put in the work, but you're just not up to snuff and you need a little bit more time to work with the material and understand things and apply yourself, you'll get an NP. That is a grade that does not affect your GPA. and it doesn't affect your financial aid, but it does mean that you will have to take the class again. But then when you take that class again, your NP will be replaced with the grade that you earned the class the second time around. I try to be a lenient grader, but I have to make sure that you actually understand the information. I can't just give you a grade because I like you, right? So if you disappear from class or you don't complete all the work, if you forget to complete one of the major papers, you'll receive that UW and that affects your GPA. So it could affect your financial aid or if you have any scholarships. As far as grading criteria, you will have formal essays, 4 of them. 2 of those you will also need to do rough drafts for. So the first one and the last one, you don't have to do rough drafts, but the 2 middle ones, you will be required to do a rough draft. And you can see the point breakdown and the percentage of the final grade. Those formal essays take up almost the majority of your grades. So they're super important that you get those done, that you pay attention to those papers because they make up 40% of your final grade. You will have 10 discussion boards that you will take part in through the semester. That will be 20% of your grade. You will have 8 journals, which is 20% of your grade. Those are worth 25 points each. You will have 10 quizzes, making up 10% of the grade, and that final 10% of the grade will be 4 worksheets that you'll have throughout each of the units. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me and get clarification. I'll explain it to you a little bit better. As I said, I want to make this quick, so I'm not really dwelling too long on any one part of this basic syllabus. You will see the grading scale. This is the UC grading scale. Again, calling to mind here that you have the NP, which is 69% or below. The late work policy. So in order for this online course to work, I have to give you due dates. You can't just be willy-nilly about it and having you turn things in whenever you feel like it, right? Or waiting until the end of the semester and turning everything in, because that would be hellish for me as a person who has to grade papers, but also for you because it can be very overwhelming and you can burn out really quickly. So due dates for me are pretty firm. However, I am willing to accept late work. This here, it says with the exception of peer reviews. We won't be doing peer reviews in this course this semester. I've just had a really rough time trying to get peer reviews to work in my online classes. So I'm doing away with that for this semester. One thing I want to point out to you that it is your responsibility to communicate with me and to ask for an extension. And I have a sample assignment extension email here. It's a template that you can copy and paste into an email and just give me a heads up of when you think you will be able to get the work done. I do not need to know the reason why. I don't need doctor's notes if you are going through something, you're dealing with an illness or something like that, or a note from the funeral parlor if you have somebody that has died in your family. I only need a heads up with a general idea of when I can expect your submission. If you start having a problem and you're chronically late with your work, that is, you're more than a day late each and every week, I'm going to reach out to you and see what's going on. But if you fail to communicate with me and you just kind of ghost, then you risk your grade being lower. So I want you to take a look at the official course syllabus in Canvas for more details regarding that late work policy. As I said, life happens. I get it. A lot of you are juggling families and work and school, and it's a lot. And I understand what that's like. Having been a student fairly recently, I graduated with my master's in 2020 at the advanced age of 50, 51, I think. I don't even know how old I am anymore. um, so I understand what it's like. I have 7 kids. They're, teenage up through adult now, but I understand what it's like to juggle work and family and school and wanting to do well, and it can be a lot. And especially if you are suffering with other things like physical or mental health issues. It can be a lot to have on your plate. So I understand that. And I'm a person who believes in, if I can be the one who will provide a little leniency and a little bit of grace in your life, I'm happy to do that. But it really is your responsibility to reach out to me. I'm an understanding person. As I said, I don't need to know the details, but at least reach out to me and say, hey, I need some extra time. Is that okay? And if you're really, really struggling and having some time management problems, I'm happy to work with you and figure out a plan so that we can make sure that you successfully complete the course. Again, just keep in mind, consult Canvas for the most up-to-date information on assignments and due dates. It may be that, I have a document with the course schedule, but it may be that we need to change some assignments or some due dates. I don't like to do that. I like to make sure that we have things set in place and that we have a general idea of where we're heading in the course. But depending on what the class needs, I might have to adapt some things. So always consult Canvas for things that are the most up to date. So that is that. That is my syllabus spiel. Hopefully it wasn't too long or boring. If you have any questions regarding the syllabus, need any clarifications, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's why I'm here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.